What's going on, everybody? So, I guess we're all kind of here for the same point, and that's just I was thinking today, right? And I'm a graduating high school senior, you know, and I kind of love people, but there's a lot of mistakes I made throughout my high school career that probably could have been a lot better. Um, could have been a better person a lot more times. So, in this video, it's really just high school advice to all incoming freshmen, or if you're still in high school, you probably learned something too. And hopefully you can learn off of my mistakes and have an amazing high school experience. So I'd say the first part really is just keeping God first. Like you could not have a good high school experience without God. It's just impossible. Like you might think you're having a good time or doing good things, but at the end of the day, it never really matters unless it's with God, right? And if you're keeping God first, the chances you're gonna avoid 90% of these mistakes anyway, if not all of them. I mean, all the things I've done wrong in my life have come because I put other things above God. So, God is great and Yeshua's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, right? And when you put other stuff above God and put things in that place that you're looking to fill, right? Because you have that God shaped void in your heart and you're trying to fill that stuff with, you know, whether it be things of the world like drinking or partying and all that stuff, right? Like, cool, it's fun in the moment, but what happens when the moment's over? What happens when your smoking buddies aren't with you anymore, right? Because they don't really care about you. You know what I mean? You're trying to fill all these other things, right? Like in the world, in a face that only God can fill. Only God can fill that space. You know what I mean? So don't try to put other things in the place of God, right? You got to keep the first things first. So that's why it's the first thing on the list. Keep God first. That's simple. Whole video could be done right there. Um, Second, I'd say just be grateful. You know what I mean? Like appreciate the time while you have it, right? You if you wake up every day dreading going to school, it's gonna reflect that in your personality. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be making friends. You're not gonna be having a good time, right? You have to go there anyway, right? So why complain about it and just not enjoy it? You know what I mean? Like you're just making yourself depressed. Like nobody really cares if you care about going there or not. Like nobody feels bad for you. You know what I mean? So you might as well just have a good time and make something out of the experience, right? Even if that's just, let's say you don't like schoolwork, for example, but you get to use the weight room. At least you get to use the weight room. Like, look, bro, there's really clouds outside. Like, how are you angry? Um, and that would be like the first two general tips, right? Is just keep God first and be grateful, right? But the real reason I really wanted to make this video is that the hurt a lot of the other mistakes cause. So I'll get more in specific right now. For example, like when it comes to sexual sin or mistakes like that, especially because it's like so prevalent with high school. I don't want anybody to feel and go through some of the pain I had to go through. You know what I mean? Um, a lot of these relationships, especially with your girlfriend or whatever, or your boyfriend, whoever it may be, your partner, um, are not permanent right now. They're temporary, right? And you're still growing so much as a person, right? You think you're not, but you still are. And you don't really have, you're not in a position to be successful. Does that make sense? If you're not setting yourself up to be successful, you're not going to be. So you're letting a permanent action like sex, for example, right? And the consequences that come with that, you know, if it's not just like affecting your body and like physiologically, for example, right? You're more connected to somebody after you have sexual interaction with them, right? So not only is that breakup could be way worse, right? Because you didn't wait, but you now affected your body, right? And now you have to tell your new partner that you did something else, right? Which is horrible. You don't want to go. You don't want to do that. Trust me. Like, it's not something you want to do. It's just that temporary pleasure in the moment is not worth the long term consequences that come with it. Um, in addition, like I think you can really weed out most of the bad experiences you'll have if you just wait to have sex. Like just wait for having sex, right? Because let's say you know someone, right? Whatever. You know them a month, right? Boom, boom, boom. Like all he's about is sex, right? Okay, cool. You do that, right? And then you give it to him, but then he stops putting out, right? Like he stops caring about you. He leaves you, right? If you say, "Hey, I'm waiting for sex," right, and they don't stick around, you just save yourself so much time. It's not even funny. Like you just avoided like 100% of that heartbreak and saved yourself some time because you got 4 years of this, right? Why are you wasting your time, right? 5 months. Okay, let's say you spend 3 months in a relationship, right? All he wants is sex, right? You guys break up at the end. Where did that get you? Nowhere. So not only did you just ruin yourself, ruin that person, and cause a lot of pain, but now you gotta recover that time, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? So just avoid the situation in the first. I'm not saying sex is bad. Don't get me wrong, right? But just wait, please. Like, if you kept God first, just wait till marriage. Okay? You're not missing anything. Trust me, you're not. Um, it's just not worth it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Um, you probably will anyway. Maybe. Hopefully not. I listened to one of these videos too. I didn't listen. It did not get me very far. And now it's like, wow, like I was right. Imagine. That's I don't mean to be mean when I say that. I say that out of love, but like, come on, guys, let's be smart. The third thing or the fourth thing, I guess, I have to put out is the way you treat people, right? So if you really want to be, I don't popular is the right word, I guess, or loved or appreciate. You want to be that guy in high school, right? You really have to love people first, right? Because how do you expect people to love you if you don't love people, right? If you never do anything for anyone, right, and you never put out, but you want all this popularity, you want all that love from people, it's not gonna happen, right? Um, in addition to that, none of that stuff matters, bro. It's all garbage. I'm gonna be honest with you. All that popularity stuff and all the appreciation from people and all those likes, it's all garbage. Okay, you can't take it anywhere. It doesn't mean anything about you. But most of the time, popular kids are just popular because they're nice. They just love people, right? That's all you have to. You just have to love people. And that starts from loving yourself. So when it comes to popularity stuff, that's what you're chasing or whatever. Just love people, love yourself, love people, love God, right? If you love God, you're naturally gonna love people. But to go with that, when it comes to personality, I'd say the number one thing I'd recommend or stay away from is gossip. Okay, gossip is cancer. Okay, it's literally spreads and it's bad. Um, Frankly, if you sit around and gossip about people behind their backs, I don't really respect you. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you can't say that to somebody's face, it shouldn't be said behind their back. It says more about your character than it does theirs. And frankly, if you're always getting gossip too, it's probably because you're gossiping to others as well, right? Like me, nobody tells me drama because I don't put up with drama, right? Like, I don't actively seek drama, so I don't hear it. And it's nice. It's so nice. I have so much peace and happiness. Like, but when you constantly talk bad about other people, even if what you're saying is true, it doesn't have to be said. Just because it's true does not mean that it has to be said, and it's gonna come back to bite you. Okay, just stop gossiping about people. It's not worth it. Why do you care that much about that person anyway? Like, really? Um, do something productive. Do some push-ups or something. You know what I mean? Like, stop gossiping. And if you are gonna say something behind someone's back, say something nice. Okay, say something positive about them behind their back, not negative. Okay, ain't nobody. It doesn't take anything to be negative. Seriously. And then I said this part is more like about lifestyle, I guess. So when it comes to lifestyle, right? When we think about what we do and how we act, there's a couple things I recommend for like success. If like just as a boy, because I can only speak for like boys, I guess, or I guess girls too. It could apply, but it's about your lifestyle in high school. So we already talked about keeping God first and some personality stuff to avoid. Generosity is really important. Be generous when you can. Just putting others above yourself and putting God above yourself will help you out a lot in the personality of your partner. But when it comes to lifestyle, there's like three things I'd probably recommend. The first thing, right? Get in a club that ordains God, right? Whether that's Bible study or like fellowship of Christian athletes, any of those things, amazing. I'm gonna help you out tenfold. Second, because you already kept God first, right? Would be to get in a hard sport, okay? And I mean hard sport like tough, right? Whether that be football or like wrestling or like I did wrestling personally. I'd recommend it to everyone. I mean, amazing for character development. Or hockey. Hockey's a good one. You know, anything like that. Don't play golf or pickleball or soccer. No offense to you if you do play those sports, but it's not gonna. There's a different kind of character development that happens when you get punched in the face. I don't know how to describe it besides that. Like when you get hit and you realize you're okay getting hit, it's like, hey, you know, it builds some character, right? Which you need. That's like what you're supposed to be doing. And on top of that, you're gonna be actively building your body as well, which is good. That's a way to honor God, right? Because working out is a way to worship God, and you're gonna be looking good. So it's like it helps you all the way around, and you can defend yourself, which is important. But yeah, just play a hard sport. And that another benefit to this is you're gonna have a bunch of friends from doing so because you already love God and you love yourself and you love people. So making friends is gonna be easy, right? And it's gonna help you look better if that's what you want. And then third, when it comes to lifestyle, really pay attention to like what you eat and your habits now. I know it doesn't sound that important, but if you're playing video games, right, you're gonna waste so much time playing video. Like, okay, keep in mind, I played video games a lot during high school. Okay, I'm talking like my freshman and sophomore year, a lot of video games, right? And all that time was really wasted, right? If I would have just spent my time investing into a skill or learn how a business works, or you know, really seeing down my interests and life goals and setting goals to get me where I want to be later on, I would have been so much better. Because those things aren't even physically hard. You just have to write down what you want to do. You know what I mean? But working out or doing stuff that's positive for you, right? Let's say you have unhealthy eating habits, right? When you go to the lunchroom, A, you can either meal prep. Two, you can research what the best food at your lunchroom is, right? To get you looking better, feeling better, right? Worshiping God, right? That we don't feel bad. Because think about it, if you eat bad food all day, if you eat Diet Coke and Takis every day at lunch for school, and you expect to have a good time at school, it's just not gonna happen. Like you feel trash because you're eating garbage. You know, like I don't know how else to put that. But if you do those things and just those three things, right? Get involved with something that honors God. Pick a hard sport, right? Because you're gonna be working out, making friends, doing tough things, making yourself a better person, and pay attention to your habits, right? And make good habits. You're gonna be in a good place. And then I guess I should round this off like relationships because those are important. Those are good. This really ties into everything, right? Because everything else was about building you, right? Because you can't be in a relationship if you're not built, right? If you don't love yourself, right, how can you love another person? I think I said that before, but it really is so important to hear it, like, say again, because it's the most important part. Like, to be in a relationship, you should not be in one just to be with somebody. Let's get that off the first things first, right? Do not be in a relationship. Sorry, I'm nasally. Um, just to be in a relationship, to say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, that's stupid. Okay, um, you're gonna waste your time. It's not gonna meant to be. And worst things comes to worst, you might do something sexual or hurt yourself in a different type of way, right? It's just a waste of time. What do you do? You're in the process of like seeking other people's validation and their satisfaction or your emotions from other people. You're hurting yourself, and that's not good. Like forget other people, bro. Do what you want to do, okay? And wait. That's the most important. When it comes to relationships, wait. Do not date anyone your freshman year. Let's get no. Your freshman, stop it. Okay, stop your little. No, nobody likes themselves freshman year. Okay, except maybe you will, because you watched the video and you did all the right things. And you started working out early and loving yourself, and loving God. So maybe you do love yourself freshman year, but would not recommend. Okay, don't do it. Just wait. Just wait. Be friends first, maybe, hopefully. The second part, right, is really figure out what you want in a person and ask yourself if you're doing those things for yourself, right? If you want a girl that works out every day, right, and eats good and healthy, right, and loves people and is beautiful, all these things, loves God, right, but you're not doing those things, how can you expect that out of another person, right? It's just not gonna happen. And don't I, let's cover the sexual part of the relationships, I guess. Um, don't be sending nudes or anything like that. Like, I can't I can't judge, but because I've like made the mistake myself, right? It's just it doesn't go anywhere, right? Because if the relationship doesn't work out, right, you just expose the most vulnerable part of your body, right, and your character to someone else, right? So now you've hurt yourself forever. You can't take that back. Let me say that you cannot take it back, no matter how hard you try. It just will not go away. You can repent for it, right, and God will forgive you. But what happened to your body will not go back. Does that make sense? So now you gotta tell. Imagine you get married in 10 years, right? Let's say your wife was perfect, right? She like waited till marriage and everything, right? Now you got to tell your wife, right, that hey, I did not do the same amount of effort that you did for me. I did not wait like you did. Like, how do you think that's gonna make her feel? Like, bye, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do not want to tell someone that. And there's grace and forgiveness for you if you have through God. I mean, God is great, right? And there is a lot of forgiveness there, but try to avoid it if you can. Really, it's just the sexual pleasure you're seeking is not normal. It's not good for you. It's not bad in marriage in some contexts, but right now it's not love. It's just lust, okay? And you want it because you think it's gonna make you feel good, and it might make you feel good in the moment, but it's gonna bring a lot more pain for you, and not just you, but for other people like your partner later on, and that's bad. So just avoid it. I don't want anyone to go through the pain that I've put other people through, or I've felt myself, or I've hurt God. You don't want to experience that. So, and drinking and alcohol. That's why I even have to talk about that. Just don't. Just, like, no offense, dude. Just don't. Like, you already know it's wrong. I don't even have to tell you it's wrong. You already know. You don't have to drink to have fun or to party. Don't go to parties anyway. The people there probably not gonna put you to where you want to be. Um, in addition, how are you gonna build your finances if you're spending like $20 on Zins every day, right, or every week, right? You're smoking in the bathroom, vaping on strawberry kiwi, My Little Kitty, cherry plush vapes, right? Like, no, like, dude, I'm gonna be honest. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, how are you gonna build your finances or build your character or build your body in a fit role if you're out here smoking fruity tooties? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not gonna happen. And your smoking buddies, they do not care about you. I'm gonna be so honest. And you might think you're friends, they will ditch you and throw you under the bus faster than you can imagine. Okay? I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that to be honest. They do not care about you. You're not friends. You're just bonding over your same addiction. Okay? I love you. I'm not mad that you're addicted, but don't put yourself in that situation if you're not already in that situation. If you are in that situation, I love you. I care about you. God loves you, but you need to stop. Like, you really need to look at yourself. What do you want for yourself, honestly? And are you what you're doing getting you close to your goals? Because I guarantee you, this drinking and smoking is gonna cause 100% of your problems. 100%. Like, it's just not worth it, right? You think about it. When you drink, right? Let's say that beer you bought was $5, right? Let's say you get drunk. I don't know. Let's say you get drunk off of one beer, for example. You just let a $5 beer, right, control your body, right? Because now you're affected by it. So you're basically saying your body is worth $5. That's all you're worth. You put a price tag on yourself because you let another substance control your brain. You let something else do the job of your brain, right? So now you're drunk, right? And you're worth $5. So why should I respect you if you're only worth $5? Like, why would I respect you if you don't respect yourself? Like, why would anyone respect you? You know what I mean? So don't do it. Just avoid it. All that stuff at that party is all garbage anyway. It's not as cool as it's made out to be. It's really not. What we call now, like in high school, fun, like people in their 50s call alcoholism. Not gonna lie. So just don't do it, please. Thank you. If you decide to do it anyway, be smart. Don't drive. I really don't want to die because somebody got behind the wheel and it's your fault. So thank you. God bless.